live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Yes, it is indeed 2 News Live out of the studio. It's great to be with you live from Provo tonight. I'm Brian Schnee. What a Friday night for football, right? This is a big marquee matchup, not just if you talk about football, but the bigger picture of the Big 1-2, the Big 12. It's really exciting to be here in Provo with all of you. We'll check in with Kristen Kenny in just a few minutes. She was on a rock wall last time we talked to her, kind of. She had 1 foot on the ground. We just gave away her secret, I think. Also, hearing from Ty Detmer in just a few minutes. Always nice to have the Heisman Trophy winner weigh in just on life. It's pretty cool. So we'll get to him in a few, but before we get there, it's great to have Athletic Director Tom Homo with us here. The sun is beaten down. There's no clouds in the sky, and you've got a Big 12 football game on your hands here tonight. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Gorgeous day. This is a fall day in Provo for our first Big 12 game at LaVell Edwards Stadium. LaVell's pulling some punches upstairs.
How much can you shed light into what really this means on the bigger picture in terms of Big 12, right? I mean, things are changing from where the independence has always been of certain athletics here, and you must have had to do a lot of work to get things moving to go to Big 12, right?
Well, certainly everybody understands that this is a new era in BYU athletics. We've had different transitions. So we went from a long time ago to the WAC, to the Mountain West Conference, to independent in the WCC, and now to the Big 12. So everybody kind of knows it. There's a lot of excitement in the air tonight because it's our first game, but it's also a game where once the kickoff occurs, you got 2 teams battling for a win, and they don't really care about what it is other than it's 2 teams. But I think there's some significance in that. It's the first one of what will be very many games.
Well, you're right. Both BYU and Cincinnati looking for that big first Big 12 win, too. Absolutely. So it's not just you guys, but there's a little Bearcat need there, too. If you talk about the fans coming from now different parts of the country, right? I mean, they're going to come here from, Texas later on in the year, Oklahoma. I mean, there's some changes for people. What should they know about coming to see a beautiful football backdrop here with the foliage and such in Provo? What's it like for the traveling fan?
Well, if you ask what it's going to be like, I would say get ready for everything. I mean, when you come to a game at LaVell Edwards Stadium, you're coming to this amazing part of the United States where you look up in the mountains today, you see the colors change, and you can go up Provo Canyon, you go up into Salt Lake and down south into the parks, national parks. There's a lot here, and so many of these people have never been to Utah. So we're going to welcome them with open arms and then battle them like crazy in the competition.
Yeah, until 8:15, there's a lot of fun game pleasantries here, but once you hit the gridiron, things change. But when you think about the next couple of hours, people are going to pile in here. Ultimately, what does tonight represent for BYU historically as it means for athletics?
It's a next step. I don't want to discount all the great things that have happened for the last 5 decades, maybe 6 decades. There's been a lot that has gone on, a lot of individuals that have created great things on the field, coaches, these incredible teams, and tonight is now going to be an extension of that. So the future starts tonight, and here we go.
Since the football season has kicked off, what sort of dialogue have you had with the Big 12?
A lot. We've been in dialogue with the Big 12 for 2 years. Now that we're playing games, there's almost daily or every other day, there's some kind of discussion about the brand, about the officials, about the operation, the game itself. This is a legitimate, big-time football conference, and we're thrilled to be here.
Finally, what does this mean for the future? I'm sure that this, endless opportunity here for you guys in Provo right now.
Well, it's an opportunity to build. It's an opportunity to build on something really special, but we're always looking forward. And like I said earlier, the future is now. It's September 29th in Provo. At the midnight tonight, there'll be an outcome in this game. And regardless of what happens, Coug fans will know that they're in for something really special after this game tonight.
Off to a great start, 3-1 in the season. Of course, tonight means a little something extra, though. Thank you, Tom.
Go Cougs.
Nice to talk to you. All right, so you heard it here first of just what tonight really means from the horse's mouth, from Tom Homo. Thank you for joining us, Tom. This is great. So as we continue our coverage here on 2 News Live, great to be with you from a very sunny Provo where things are just ramping up here. Kickoff 8:15 on the big 4-letter, right, ESPN. And just so you know, there's a lot of football tonight. University of Utah takes on Oregon State. That is a top 25 matchup that's also on another network, Fox Sports 1. So for you at home, if you want to flip between the games, you have that opportunity tonight if you want to do one of those split jerseys with red and blue on the other side. Anyway, All right, so we've got to continue our coverage here. I think we're heading out, if I remember correct, to Kristen Kenny, right? Are we talking to Kristen Kenny next? She's over there in the backyard.
Hey.
Yeah, I hear the noise.
Yes.
KK, I can't
is
see
fun.
you right now. I will see you shortly. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness, let me tell you, Brian, this is where it's at. This is the zone. I can't wait to bring my little one here because check this out. Right behind me, the kids are playing something that I actually had to ask what the name of this was. It's called bubble ball, and they pretty much get inside these bubbles and hit each other. Super fun. Also in the backyard zone, if we pan over, you'll see dancing going on with a beautiful backdrop. And there's slides. There's a rock climbing wall. If you missed it, I made it to the top. You can go check that out at KUTV. Wink, did I really make it to the top? But all right, so this is bubble ball action, and you know what? I got to try it, kids, okay? Gonna be careful getting in here. Oh my goodness, Brian, if you could see this, I got in the bubble ball. All right, I'm gonna have fun here, guys. I'll send it back to you, Brian.
What do you? So, Kristen, I could see you at 5 o'clock. I can't see you now. I see CBS Evening News. It's a bummer because you sound like you're having fun. Can you walk me through what you're doing, please?
Too much fun.
Are you in the inflatable ball?
Okay. I may have to escape here. It's getting a little dangerous. I'm actually inside what they call a bubble ball. So I don't know how to describe it other than you're just surrounded by a bubble and you're rolling around on the ground. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids right now inside these bubbles rolling into each other. It's pretty awesome. I'm telling you, you should bring your daughter here. Really, like this is where it's at. I love this backyard zone.
Well, Kristen, it should be a lot of fun out there. I know you've got a few more minutes. You've done the rock wall, the inflatable ball. Just quickly, what else is there to do? Can you walk us through it?
Yes. So, actually, I have to catch my breath here. It's pretty hot. We have chess. For those who are chess fans. Big size chess. So human life-size chess, which is fun. The rock wall right over there. A giant slide, which looks so fun. I'm not going to do that pregnant, though. Sorry, guys. Wish I could provide that entertainment for you. A 3D twister. Really cool, like 4 walls of twister, really awesome. And then, of course, the dancing. Tons of dancing with the beautiful mountains in the backdrop where you can see that pop of red and orange, beautiful fall colors here. Oh, it is so awesome, guys. I love this zone. I'm sweating. Woo, I need a water break. Time out.
All right, listen, you need a timeout. Take a break, hydrate a little bit. We'll check in with you coming up at 6 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out with us on 2 News Live, KK. God. I might have to get over there and check out the inflatable ball thing, see if I can make it through. All right, so I want to touch base on something that Tom Holmoe said, not discrediting anything in the last 5 decades of BYU athletics, right, when you move from independent to the Big 12. Obviously, tonight has major implications when you're talking about BYU and Cincy. Both want that first win as it pertains to being in a new conference, but really, there's so much history here in Provo as it pertains to football. I spoke with Heisman Trophy winner Ty Detmer. He's a college football Hall of Famer. He was here that big season 1990. He also broke a lot of records when he wore the colors here based out of Provo. The interesting perspective, though, is that Ty is from Texas. He described to me the time he came from Texas to Provo, what that was like as it pertains to other fans visiting from some of these very powerhouse-like programs in the Big 12. Here's a longer conversation with Ty Detmer about what this means to be part of the Big 12 for the Cougs.
What is the significance of this game in your mind?
Well, I think it's huge for BYU in general. Just being a part of the Big 12 has been exciting for everyone. And now being able to host those games and the teams from the Big 12 coming to Provo is it's a big deal for everybody, I think. So I'm sure it'll be a packed house and the excitement's building and a Friday game as well. So that's always fun.
What does the move for BYU to the Big 12 ultimately mean, you think, not just for this program, but for athletics, the university as a whole?
Well, it gives, credibility. I think that you're in a top conference. You're you're a part of something. In the past, being independent, it was always tough because you're kind of out there just floating. There's no Big 12 honors, there's no conference honors. You're just kind of playing the games and trying to do the best you can. Here you're competing for a conference championship, and so that's, I think, special and a little bit extra bonus for the players, for the coaches, and some for the fans to look at in the standings every year.
Obviously, the Big 12, very rich football schools that have fans that travel. They'll be coming to Provo. Provo is obviously a unique place to play for so many, especially if you've never been to Utah. It's very unique. What do you think the out-of-state or, the non-Utah fan experiences when they come to a football game in Provo?
Well, they might have to stock up at the local liquor store more than any other place. It won't be as readily available as most towns in the South where they're coming from. But overall, I think the beauty of the setting of the mountains right there in the background. It's a great time of year right now. I imagine the leaves are turning, and hopefully they just take all that in. I know. Coming from Texas, my first trip up to Provo, it was like, wow, this is like right on top of you. And so I think they'll have a great experience. The fans hopefully treat them right. And they just are able to take in the beauty of the experience of the mountains right on top of the stadium.
Well, that was about 2 minutes and change of about a 9-minute conversation. If you'd like to see the rest of that, with the Heisman Trophy winner himself, you can find it on our YouTube channel right now. Should be up there in one of the most recent videos. We put it up there just this afternoon. So we're talking about a big game here for Big 12 matchups as it pertains to BYU and Cincinnati. But again, really the bigger meaning for college athletics here as it pertains to Cougar fans and where things go from here, right? So you're getting different schools coming to Provo that have never been here before. Chase Thomason was really excited about that, actually, because Oklahoma will be here later on in the year. And I think that is something that Chase was really excited about because we've been talking about it. If I remember correct, Chase Thomason actually has tickets to that game. I think he'll be in attendance.
Oh,
right,
I'll be
Chase?
there.
You're going to be here.
Yep.
I know. So I'm getting a little sneak peek for you. Beautiful Friday night here in Provo. It is wonderful. I'm going to give you your forecast as well, your weather report. I'm sweating because I wore the wrong choice of clothing. Again, I tend to do that. But I'll tell you, what a perfect night for football, as you outlined kind of in your forecast over the last few days, for people that are going to come down here and enjoy a late kickoff.
That's right.
At 8:15. This should be a great place for you to check out Oklahoma too.
Yeah, it's going to cool off as that sun goes down, but that OU game is in November, so it's going to be frigid, and I'm preparing myself for a night game in the snow down in Provo. But it's exciting to finally see your alma mater in your home state. That doesn't happen very often. It's only going to be for one season, though, of course, because OU and Texas are going to the SEC. Wish it could be longer, but it is what it is. All right, let's get to your forecast.
Well,
what were we going to say, Brian?
I was going to say, either way, it should be a great time for you. I mean, some uniqueness coming out here, but let's take a look at your forecast.
That's right. And I'm bringing a lot of my friends to Provo, so everyone has to show up and we can all have a good time. Temperatures, 70s to 60s throughout the game. So I know it's warm right now where Brian's at, but again, once that sun goes down, it is late September, longer nights. It's really going to cool off, so bring a light jacket just in case. Guardsman Pass, this is pretty incredible. I got sent a few photos about a week ago, and everything was green. Right now, just like that, everything has turned golden yellow. So if you're maybe doing a fall drive up Big Cottonwood Canyon, down through Deer Valley and Park City, you're going to start to see those golden aspens, and they'll stay quite golden probably for another week or two. Temperatures for tonight cooling off into the 40s and 50s for most of us. We might see lows right around 60 degrees along the Wasatch Front. Tomorrow, again, kind of like today, warmer. Will be in the low 80s, but it's going to be a windy day across the state, and cloud cover will be increasing as well ahead of our next storm system. So here's that weekend forecast. 83 is the high. Notice Sunday 68, so a big drop in those temperatures, and that's when the rain moves in, especially Sunday morning. That might be actually the best chance for rain with this storm. It's coming in a couple parts, though, so let's walk you through it. We got those clear skies for tonight and into tomorrow morning. There's the cloud cover. We might start to see some stray showers and storms Saturday afternoon, but the bulk of the rain is to our west out in Nevada. Again, that moves in early Sunday morning while we're sleeping, spreading into the I-15 corridor, the Wasatch Front. This is our first wave. Now, by the afternoon, we'll still have some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but it's going to be very hit or miss. So you might see a few breaks Sunday afternoon. And then here comes our second wave moving in Monday afternoon, especially for central and northern Utah. More rain and more mountain snowfall. And those snow levels could get down to maybe 8,500 feet. Accumulating snowfall above 9,000 feet. So if you're hiking or camping, especially in the Uintas, be prepared for some chilly temperatures and, yes, a little bit of snow. Now, it will be rain for the valleys. We'll see maybe a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 inch of rain with that first wave on Sunday, and then another 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 inch on Monday. So some areas might get a 1/2 inch of rain, and that would be great. The best chance for that will be in northern Utah. We won't see as much across southern Utah with this storm. St. George, 83 drops to 74 on Sunday, so a big cool down for you. Normal is 87, so this is well below average. Look at that, 49 Sunday night into Monday morning. We'll stay in the 70s, though, for early next week, and then the 80s are back Thursday and Friday down in southern Utah. Salt Lake, we're in the 80s for one more day, and then here come the 60s. 68 Sunday, 60 on Monday. We might even have a couple lingering showers in northern Utah on Tuesday, and that could be our coolest day at 58 degrees. Overnight lows dropping into the low 40s, and then by later in the week, it'll be a gradual warm up. 69, though, on Thursday. Friday, we're back to 72 degrees. So if you want to do those fall drives, Brian, maybe tomorrow or wait until next weekend, but I'm sure it's going to be very crowded on those roads. So drive safe, please. We don't want any accidents.
Yeah, it's painful because I had Sunday plans. I was thinking about checking out the event at Snow Basin, right? Because it is a Sunday event. It is rain or shine, but I think it's going to be raining.
Well, you know what? There could be a few breaks Sunday afternoon. Again, Sunday morning is when it's going to be raining, so you might get lucky. Play it by ear.
So we moved here a little bit because the band's going to come through here in a minute. I don't know if we will catch him, but Chase, thank you very much for that lovely forecast for the rest of the evening and also as we make it through the next couple of hours here before Sunday and the storms roll in. So I just want to show you real quick. Randy, I know you're working double time here showing me the monitor. We'll leave you with a nice look here in Provo. They're getting ready for kickoff. Game gets going here 8:15 tonight. The band is getting ready to march in here. It's a great time to be out here getting ready for a Big 12 matchup between BYU and Cincinnati. Thanks for joining us on 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. Have a great rest of your weekend. We're back with you on Monday. Take care.